I couldn't tell you the last time I made a formal TBR because I cannot stick to a TBR to save my life. I make a TBR and it almost dooms those books for that month. Like, it's almost guaranteed I won't read them. So I decided let's change things. This month, we're gonna make a TBR. Will I stick to it? I guess we're gonna find out at the end of the month. I can't believe it's already November, and I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, but November is the worst month of the year. There's just nothing to look forward to. There's no holidays, there's no paid days off. There's nothing really going on. The only thing that's going on for me that makes November kind of good is I officially got a job as an x-ray tech, so I will be starting a new job on November 17th, which is exciting and also terrifying because for some of the books I want to put on my TBR this month, we're going to need all the time we can get. I do want to take advantage of my TBR jar because I haven't used it yet since I made it. Also, let's take a minute for this mug. So cute. I got it personalized and like handmade, and I love him. So I decided I wanted to do the TBR jar, but I also have a rule for myself that when I buy new books, I have to buy them with a purpose, and that purpose has to be that I plan to read them soon. And I have purchased a couple books recently for my birthday, so we have to include those on the TBR, but I decided I'm going to pick 5 from the TBR jar, and then I get to pick 5 of my own choosing, and if we read more, if we read less, it is what it is. There's no pressure. We're all here for a good time. This is just for fun. But let's pick out 5. So these are all books that have been on my TBR. Anything that was on my bookshelves 2 months ago when I made this, that's what's in here. So nothing new is in here, which is why I get to pick 5 books as well. So let's pick our first one. I do kind of want to make like a TBR jar that is just prompts and I get to pick. I feel like that would also be fun, but right now this is just titles. So let's see what our first one is. I will say I feel like November is a fantasy forward month for me. I love fantasy in November. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I think it's because November is so cold and dark. So I like the feeling of reading a fantasy. And our first book is a fantasy. Hopefully you can see this. But we have Arcana Academy, which is actually a fairly new book for me. I got this, I think, in June or July. And what's funny is I was already planning on putting this on there. So this works out really well. This is Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. This is a academia fantasy, which I love. It's my favorite, and it uses tarot card magic, which is super exciting. And I believe that we have kind of like an arranged marriage between our main character and the headmaster of this school because they can mutually benefit from this marriage. Our main character was into a lot of like criminal activity and she ends up getting caught and basically put life in prison, but the headmaster gives her a way out. He says that you need to marry me and I will get you out of prison. He is looking for a very specific tarot card that he believes that she has the type of power he needs to get it. Sounds right up my alley and I cannot wait for that. And I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. Okay, let's pick our book number 2. These papers are so small that they stick together. What do we have? Ooh. I'm a little bummed about this one. This could be a good thing if we need like a romance palette cleanser. And it is The Charlie Method. This is The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. And funny thing is that I actually did start this book. I got like 26% in back in April. And then I got hit with my reading slump and I ended up DNFing it because it just wasn't hitting for me. It is, I believe, a sports romance, maybe hockey. I don't actually remember, but I do remember it has 2 male love interests in it. I think it's like kind of a why choose. I remember reading this series in the first place because of this book. Like this was the one that interested me the most and the one I wanted to read the most. And then I just never read it because I DNF'd it. And I do feel like I owe it another chance. So I'm kind of happy it's in here. I just feel like it's not a good November book, but we go with what the TBR jar thinks is best for us. Okay, pick number 3. This is not going well. Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. If there is any book on this TBR that is unlikely to be read, it's going to be this one because it's not summer anymore and I'm definitely not in a summer mood. And I did not hear like great reviews about this. Now it is an age gap, which I typically do like. So as long as it's done well, I feel like I won't mind. And I've never not liked an Ali Hazelwood book. So really like there's no reason I shouldn't want to read it. It's a pretty big age gap. She's 23 and he's 38. It's also a brother's best friend. Ooh, and he reminds her all the time that the power dynamic is too imbalanced and that would be problematic. See, that's my one thing with an age gap is when they do it, but then they constantly talk about how wrong it is, but then they still do it. Because if you know it's wrong, like if it's morally wrong to you, then why are you still pursuing it? That's what always gets me. So I don't know, that one, we're gonna have to see how that goes. Pick number 4. 2 fell out, but I'm gonna go for the one that was in my fingers. Okay, so actually we don't have to do this one because this is Play Nice. And since making this jar, I've already read that and I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. So that was a freebie. We don't even have to read that one. What is happening right now? Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. Now, what's super funny about this is everybody told me that I needed to read Not in Love before reading Problematic Summer Romance because they're interconnected-ish and the characters in this kind of coincide with the characters in this. So in a way, I mean, I guess that kind of worked out, but I remember starting this. I even have it dog-eared actually. I read to page 20 and then didn't continue. So clearly I wasn't super interested. I don't remember anything about the 20 pages. Ali Hazelwood writes a lot of the like STEM romances and this falls into that as well as Problematic Summer Romance, I believe. I mean, I guess if I have to read this one, I'm glad we got this one, but I don't think that I'm excited for those. It's just not the right time for summer romances. I just told you I want to read fantasy. It's not listening to me. It's okay, because the ones we get to pick ourselves, it will reflect the mood, okay? Some of them are pretty dark, so maybe I'll need those like little romances in there. All right, the last one from the TBR jar is... This is not it. You've Reached Sam. I do believe this is like a YA book. A lot of people cry reading this. 17-year-old Julie Clark has her future all planned to move out of her small town with her boyfriend Sam, attend college in the city, spend a summer in Japan. But then Sam dies and everything changes. Okay, so yeah, it's a sad book. He literally dies. That's so unfortunate. Sounds like such a good time. I can't wait. What am I signing myself up for this month? Okay, so that's our 5 TBR jar picks. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna leave the little notes with the book in case I don't get to them this month. That way I can put them back in the jar. I should have given myself some like vetoes, you know? Like I should have said I was allowed at least like 1 repull, but those rules should have been established at the beginning of the video. So therefore, unfortunate for me. At least we got 1 fantasy. I suppose that's a positive. Now for the 5 books that I get to pick myself. This will be fun. I already have 3 picked out that I just purchased on my birthday, so I feel like my rules, I have to. First one is Heavenly Bodies by Imani Aru. I honestly don't know a lot about this, but I want to go into it blind. My friend Angel gave this book like a very high rating. She loved it, and I've been seeing everybody just eating this up. So, and I'm into the whole like stars and star signs and things like that, and I'm getting that vibe from this. So I figure why not? Then we have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I picked this one up, and this one was not even on my radar at all, to be completely honest, but I've heard really good things about it, and I've heard it's about like lesbian vampires, which I'm sure there's a lot more to the plot than that, but that's just what I hear about it, and it sounds like something that's very going to be original for me, very different for me, something I'm not used to reading or picking up or reaching for in general. So I'm actually very excited to read this, and it's a signed edition. So that kind of like influenced my buying habits because if I love it, then I have a signed copy of it, which is so exciting. And then another one I bought, I can't believe it actually, Alchemized by Senlin Yu. Now, I want to make like a whole vlog of reading this because this is going to be a journey. I'm really hoping that this does not literally take me the entire month to read because this is a massive book. This book's like 1,040 pages or something like that. If I read this, it'll be the biggest book I've ever read. Whether or not I read this will depend on a couple things because I'm supposed to buddy read this with my friend and she hasn't received her copy yet. She's waiting for her Fairy Loot copy, so it'll depend if she gets it on time, or honestly, she's a way faster reader than me, so I may even just like start it just to kind of get a head start because she will probably finish it a lot quicker than I will. But this is a brick and it's super intimidating, but it also motivates me to read it because I feel like I want to have that feeling of accomplishment that I read something like this. I don't know a lot about it. I know that it was based on Manacled or it's a rewritten Manacled, I'm not sure, which was a like Hermione and Draco fanfic. I never read that. I was not really interested in it, but I'm interested in it being its own whole story, and I think that'll be very interesting. I have heard the magic system's a little bit confusing, so I'm hoping that I can kind of take it slow enough that I will understand what's going on. Something just forced me to do it. I had to. Now I have to pick 2 more. The Dagger and the Forbidden Air by Amelia J. I have this entire trilogy in my Unplugged book box, and they are the most beautiful books I've ever seen. I'm obsessed with them, and it immediately made me want to read them because look at the art. That looks insane. Even more insane. Once again, it was one I kind of wanted to go in blind. I do know that it is like a fae and human enemies to lovers situation, and really, that's all I need to know. Lastly, I decided to pick Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. I got this book from Bloom as an ARC. It does come out November 4th, so I don't know if I'm going to get to it before it comes out, but the back kind of sold me. 4 beastly princes, 1 awkward bookworm, an enchanted world of fae magic and danger. When my father wanders into the enchanted realm of the fae, I know I have to go after him, and when he gets imprisoned, I'll do anything to save him, even trade my freedom for his. Had no idea I'd end up imprisoned by 4 fae princes who turn into beasts at night. So she has to make a bargain with them for her freedom. They must find their mates in order to break the curse. If I can help them do that, they'll set me free. Sounds simple, right? It's not, because against my better judgment, I'm starting to fall for these beastly princes. One is smart and sweet, one is mysterious and deadly, another flirty and confident, and the last prince, he's handsome, strong, has a wicked temper, and is dead set against breaking the curse. Why does he want to keep me here forever? If I don't break the prince's curse soon, all the magic in the enchanted veil will be stolen by the evil and stupidly hot princes of thorns, and I'm not letting my princes stay cursed, not after I've fallen in love with them. So it just seems like it's going to be a very fun little like love. I don't think it's a why choose, but it kind of sounds like it might be, so I'm not sure. I think it's going to be really interesting to see who she falls for. It does seem like she's probably going to fall for the last prince, the handsome, strong, and one with a wicked temper. They always choose the worst one every time. It just sounds very high stakes, very fast paced. I'm really excited to read it. I think it's just gonna be a fun time. I don't think this is gonna be groundbreaking. I don't think it's gonna be a crazy like 5-star romantasy. Like, I just think it's gonna be a fun little like palette cleanser after some of the other books that we have on this list. So let's run through all the books really quickly. So we have Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen, The Dagger and the Forbidden Air by Amelia J, Alchemized by Senlin Yu, Heavenly Bodies by Imani Iru, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, Arcana Academy by Elise Kova, You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao, The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy, Not in Love by Allie Hazelwood, and Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. Let me know if you've read any of these, which ones you loved, which ones you didn't love, and if you're still here, just comment a heart that is your favorite color. We'll see how much we get to this in November. I wish that I had more faith than I actually do that we're going to stick to this, but it's all for fun. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you for my October wrap-up, which will be the next video that I post. Bye!